Hi guys. Hey, it's really windy out right now. In fact, it's so windy it sounded like there were waves outside of my house here, and I live in the mountains. It's kind of crazy, but what a sweet day to be studying lesson 92. You see, Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492, and we're on lesson 92. Kind of a coincidence? I don't know. So let's talk about Columbus, Have you ever had a dream about doing something? Maybe something great? Maybe you thought, oh, someday I'm going to invent something. Maybe you even have an idea of what you can invent. Or maybe someday I'm going to do something really spectacular. Or someday I'm going to be a missionary and go where nobody has ever heard the gospel. How about that one? Yeah, me too. And that's why this lesson is pretty unique for me because what about this guy? He had a dream, a big dream. He wanted to sail west and keep on sailing. He just noticed as the boats were going down, they would lower down. And he thought, man, I know this world is round, not flat. And he said, somewhere over there, I know there's China. There's a way to get to China and India. And I'm going to find it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Even though Columbus didn't even have a ship of his own. He didn't have the money of his own. But he knew he had a dream that he was going to find a way west to get over there to the Orient and to trade with the East. You see, it was very hard to go on the Silk Road now because the Muslims would attack you. And it was a long journey, and most people didn't even come back. And all of their caravans would be robbed and everything been taken from them. So people said, well, it's not worth going over there to the Orient, even though there's spices and gold and all these things. But Columbus, he thought, I know, I can get there by boat. I know other people were trying to go get there by boat in Portugal, and he knew about them, and they were trying to sail all the way around Africa, and they found that was a very tough journey. It would take probably over a year, and then they weren't really sure what was at the bottom there by the South Pole around the bottom of Africa, so it was kind of difficult. But Columbus thought of something different. He'd keep sailing west, and surely this world was round. So, do you think Columbus, well, it didn't really happen exactly like it did. Sometimes you have a dream, and you think God is just right behind this dream, and you know it. And so you set forth in your dream, you set forth what you think God's going to have you do, and all of a sudden, something big gets in the way, and God makes you detour. Or it wasn't just exactly as you thought it would be. Columbus didn't plan on a new world. In fact, he never really knew that he had gone to a new world. He basically set off in the wrong direction. He was like 1,000 miles out of way where he thought he was. And then again, he thought he was in India or China or one of those islands. He had no idea that he had found a new world, and that he would be known for that forever, that Columbus discovered America. That's why I like kind of Columbus, because even though he didn't know what was going on, God put it all together. There was a new world out there, and that new world needed to hear the gospel. Even though Columbus didn't really share the gospel, but he found some people that needed to hear the gospel. That's what I like about this story. You see, China was quite a distance from where he thought it was. In fact, if I would show you a picture, let me see here. So here we have China. You can see China here in the Indies. That's where he thought he was going. He was over here. Actually, he was clear over here. Clear over here. See where Africa is, and right above Africa, there is Europe. He was over there. And so he wanted to go west. Well, he didn't know all that land was there, and that was a long ways. There was a whole world in between there. And so I would say when I think about Columbus, I get all these mixed feelings because he didn't know, and sometimes we don't know, but also another mixed feeling comes to me, and that's because when I think of the gospel, I think that a lot of the European, especially those first explorers, they didn't care much about the indigenous people, and they didn't care anything about the gospel. They were just looking for gold. So let me see. Let's talk about where Columbus landed. We know he landed in some islands, and they call these islands the Caribbean Islands, or some people call them the Caribbean Islands. And it's kind of place you want to go on a vacation, you know. I want to go to the Caribbean Islands, Caribbeans, yeah. You know, there was a song by the Beach Boys sang, and it was called Kokomo, which is Aruba, Jamaica, oh, I want to take ya. Key Largo, Montego, baby, want to go to Jamaica? That's where I want to go to, Kokomo. I'm not exactly a singer, but I know that I would love to go there. I've never been to the Bahamas. I've never been down there to those islands, but that's kind of where Columbus landed. You know, the Caribbean Sea, which is so amazing. You see, it's a marginal sea because it's surrounded by land masses. And you can look on page 620 and see exactly where these land masses are. In fact, let me show you, see if you can see these more clearly, this map here. So let's take a break just a second so I can show you the map better.